Jordan is giving her pitch on how to potentially improve viewership for the NFL and is presenting that to a group of board members that are higher up in her company that can potentially make her idea and turn it into something real and legit. So when the meeting started, she ended up handing out a couple of papers on her presentation and also her findings that she's taken over the course of the past couple months since the NFL season has started. As she's starting to present, Margaret has been very impressed with how she's been able to persuade everybody with the amount of facts and well thought out detail that she's had in her presentation so far. In addition to that, Wilson, who she's trying to persuade the most, since he essentially holds the most power in the room, but also is the longest tenured person in the company, since he is the one who ended up starting up the company with him and Aiden not too long ago. As she's presenting, Aiden asks what her idea for the company is and how that idea will work. To which Jordan responds, her idea is to make the ads for the games more fun and in terms of using songs and using, imagery and kind of like stuff like that, similar to how the NBA used to do with the kind of like the playoff ads and commercials that they would have for the NBA playoffs back in the early, 2000s and 2010. To which Margaret responds, that is great and that is a really good idea, but how do you feel, you know, with your findings that you have found? How did this improve the viewership for the NBA since since you were wanting to take a similar concept from them? To which Jordan responds, when the NBA was running those commercials for that and having that same kind of like dynamic and, commercial structure, the NBA viewership was at an all-time high in the early 2000s and 2010s. And ever since they stopped doing that and their commercials for the playoffs and the regular season games have been kind of like a little more lackluster and lacking detail, since then their viewership has been on a steady decline. To which she compares that to the NFL. The NFL viewership has been slowly rising, but has been fairly static compared to what it was earlier in the year, when before the season they were pumping up the games for preseason, which led to this preseason games being viewed at an all-time high rate. Margaret is very pleased with this answer and has been officially persuaded into what Jordan has been presenting, as well as Wilson. Aiden then asks, do you have any other ideas? To which Jordan also says, yes, with the findings that I've had over the different social media apps that I've been using to collect data, one collective idea that those apps have come to is to make regional packages so that the Southwest region, the Northwest region, the Midwest, the Northeast, and then as well as the Southeast can all have a package that the people in that area can view those specific teams that are in that specific region. So if you're in the Southwest region, you can view the Arizona Cardinals, Las Vegas Raiders, as well as the teams that are in Los Angeles. This was a very, very popular idea that has come up with in the social media apps. And so because of that, the people on the board agreed that that would be a good idea. So some of the ways that Jordan has used different psychology concept is she's using the persuasion technique to kind of change attitudes, which is appealing to logics and facts, kind of leveraging more emotional appeals, and then using credible sources, and then using actual social proof, and tailoring the message more so towards the audience values and concerns that they've had, which is why she used different social media apps that she used to collect her data. She used social desirability and kind of with that being the tendency for people to present themselves in a favorable way by showing up early to the meeting, having everything already ready to go. So when the board members walked in, she was already ready to present. And with that, she used a very confident and engaging tone to further persuade the to eventually get them on her side and take into account that her ideas that she proposed are very good ideas and have been backed by proof and other facts that she's come up with. So before her interview and presentation took place, her kind of attitude towards it was she was very nervous, but didn't know if she had enough proof and if she was going to be able to present it in the way that the board members were going to actually take into consideration. But towards the end of the presentation, she was feeling very, very confident in what she was saying because she was watching the board members kind of respond and watching their body language, which was very positive body language. So, with that being said, thank you for watching and listening to this assignment, and I hope the rest of your day goes well.